Hey, good afternoon, parents and students. My name is Mr. Raffel, and I want to take just a few minutes to let you know a little bit about me. I know that you hear my voice and you see my letters and that I send out, but I thought it might be helpful to get a little bit background information so you can kind of see where I come from and things that are important to me and that kind of shape my views as I try my best to lead our school district. So, my educational background, I went to Eureka College and was an elementary education major in 2001. I was honored enough to receive the Golden Apple Award, was a Golden Apple Award recipient for being the top student teacher that year. A few years later, after getting my feet wet in education, I did go back to Bradley University and earn my master's degree in ed leadership, and I am currently enrolled at the Aurora University and trying to go for my superintendent's endorsement as well as my doctorate. So I commiserate with the kids when they complain about homework because I am in the middle of that right now. If I'm not here at work, I am probably at home or here in the office doing my homework as well. My employment history, I've had a varied background. I started my career at Peoria Academy in 2001. While I was there, I was a fourth grade teacher. I taught sixth through eighth grade ELA and history. I also coached both boys and girls basketball while I was there. And I was honored enough to have my older daughter in both fourth grade and sixth grade during my time at Peoria Academy. If you see the picture on the slide, you can see that is me with my very first class back in 2001. And yes, I did have hair when I started my career in education. After my 7 years at Peoria Academy, I moved over to Germantown Hills School District. A former professor of mine at Eureka College was the principal there, and she kind of recruited me to come over. So while I was there, I was the fourth grade teacher, and then I also got my special ed degree. So then for a year or so, I was a K-5 behavior special education teacher and really enjoyed some of the opportunities I got in that position. While there, I was also the union president for the teachers union. And interesting story is in April of one year, it would have been 2012. We had just negotiated a successful contract that the union voted unanimously to approve. And that was approved at the April board meeting. And in the May board meeting of that year, I was hired as the junior high principal at Germantown Hills. So they often joke that I turned to the dark side, but I was really excited, and that was a goal of mine. So I felt very honored to be able to step in and become a principal at a school district as honored as Germantown Hills. While at Germantown Hills, I was the principal for fifth through eighth grade. I did that for 5 years and really enjoyed my time. And then I made the move up here to Morris Elementary School District because of connections I had with Dr. Dudek and some of my colleagues down in the Peoria, Central Illinois area. And I am entering my fifth year, and I can tell you that my family and I love every minute that we've been here in the Morris community. Speaking of my family, I am married to my wife, Gail, and we will be married for 18 years on September 27th, 2021. We have very much learned that our anniversary does coincide with Cornfest, but we do our best to make the best of it and enjoy Cornfest while celebrating each other. My older daughter is Gabrielle. As I said, I had her as a fourth and sixth grader. She now lives in Denver, Colorado. My son Bradley is a freshman this year at Morris High School, and he actually just graduated last spring from District 54. And so they love to have arguments. What's harder, to have your dad as a teacher or have your dad as the whole principal? I don't know that they've actually come to an agreement yet. And we also have two animals that are very much part of our family. Our black lab mix is Roxy, and then we also have a cat named Bernie. In my spare time, which my family would laugh when I say spare time, but my hobbies in my spare time, I very much enjoy just spending time with family and friends. You can see that in some of the pictures. I love listening to music. Music is one thing that grounds me and helps me focus or helps me relax. Specifically, I love Johnny Cash. And some of the music that I'm listening to currently, Sturgill Simpson and Avett Brothers. If you have not heard of them, I'd check them out. And I love 80s music, but my all time favorite is pretty much anything country music. I do enjoy reading. My favorite author is, of course, I tell the kids, Dr. Seuss. But I also enjoy reading nonfiction books. But bibliographies, things about education and leadership are things that I actually do really enjoy reading in my free time. I love coffee and Diet Pepsi. I usually have one, if not both, on my desk throughout the day. My favorite food is pizza, and I love sports. And my favorite time of year is coming up, not fall, but football season. I'll be rooting for the Michigan Wolverines and the Chicago Bears. And I also love the Cubs and the Chicago Bulls. I do believe in lifelong learning. I do believe that all students can learn, and not only can they learn, but inherently they want to learn. It's the job of educators to foster this desire and keep it going for as long as they are in our care. If we do our jobs correctly, we will create students who become lifelong learners. And that is why I try to not just preach that, but I actually try to live that out. And so many times when I've gone back to get further degrees, it's because I felt like I needed that push to learn more. And I love the structured learning style of being in a classroom and learning from other people or things that I read. I want to thank you guys for everything you do. I truly believe it's a collaborative effort. It takes a team to have a successful school, and not just the people that work in the school, but it takes the child and it takes the parents. And when the school does their part, the kid does their part, and the parents do their part, and all three are working together, then that's how we're going to have the most effective educational experience for your kids. If you ever need anything, please do not hesitate to reach out. You can reach me by email or phone. If you're into Twitter or just like are curious about educational topics, I do share a lot of resources and information about education on my Twitter. And I am building a website that you can go to and keep up to date on things that are happening here in our school. Again, I want to thank you, and I'm looking forward to a very successful school year.